I've been with you guys for 9 wonderful years. Thank you.
And you. We're all in this together, aren't we?
It's absolutely true. I feel you all the time. Your stories are part of my life. I have a wonderful life, an amazing life. I'm surrounded first by you guys and then this wonderful audience. I want to thank everybody who got in this hot seat. And I have an amazing husband who is my playmate. He makes me laugh. I have an amazing family, wonderful friends, great furry and feathered friends. I'm surrounded by joy. And I have some questions. Mainly, I think that I might be here for some fine-tuning.
Clearly.
Okay.
Because when you feel that good, when you feel that good already, in other words, you're way past hope.
Okay. Okay. So I think my topic is how to bring joy into some areas of my life of co-creation, and I think the broadest topic is business. I've been thinking a lot, because I have a new business, about control and freedom. Freedom is very, very important to me, and when I interact with people who are part of my business, it's important for them to have freedom too. But then I wonder, but I'm supposed to set rules. I mean, or at least boundaries.
This is the most important thing for you to realize about this. When we speak of freedom, of course, we want you to feel free, and in every sense of the word. But the place that freedom truly resides is in the absence of resistance. We're not talking about you saying to your employees, I'll pay you whatever you want and you can do whatever you want. Because that doesn't fit any business model. But we are saying to you, you can find freedom by looking at the best in your employees, and they can find freedom in looking at the best at their employment.
Yes.
In other words, you are as free as you allow yourself to be by virtue of the thoughts you think. In other words, it's this vibrational thing that you've got going on. Jerry and Esther, as we watch them, sometimes they put together they used to call it the quarterly journal. Now they are calling it the occasional journal.
Yes.
They put together the occasional journal, and it was over a course of about 9 days, and they worked on it all day, every day, 16, 17 hours, and were blissful in the process of it. And someone watching them, they only came out of the bus for a walk or for food. In other words, they were pretty much holed up in there, having a wonderful time. And from the perspective of someone else, they would not understand that it was the attention to something wanted. In other words, Jerry and Esther said to each other over and over again, never had they had a more blissful period of time than focusing upon something that they love and bringing something that's been in their vibrational escrow into fruition. It was a delicious experience for them. You just can't evaluate freedom from any standpoint other than that of alignment. Freedom and alignment are synonymous. Bondage and misalignment are synonymous. Freedom and alignment and allowing are synonymous. Bondage and not allowing and resistance are synonymous. So freedom is about being tuned in. In other words, it's the freedom or the allowing yourself to go in the direction and move in the direction of that which you really are. Being stuck isn't about being detained or restrained. It's about energy not moving, and you can only do it to you.
Right.
And there are many who would say, well, what about those who are incarcerated, or what about those who are in school, or what about those that have the bondage of a 40-hour week or more job? In other words, where's the freedom in that? And we say all of the freedom lies in the perspective of your thought. You're free when you line up with who you really are, and you feel bondage when you don't, and that's it.
Yeah. So it's up to me to practice.
But that conversation that you were offering didn't feel as you were offering it that it was as much about you and your discovery of your own freedom as it was your grappling with what you're asking of others.
Yeah, I've been saying to myself, I need to just forget about looking at their response to me. Or stop being an observer is what I've been saying to myself.
What you want to do is
Yes.
you have to, from the life you're living and from the contrast that you're living, even around your business, from that you will know what you don't want and you will know what you do want. What you do want is your future business. And if then you look at behavior of someone and it contradicts what is lined up in your vibrational escrow, you won't feel good. And the tendency is then to believe, well, I need them to do something different. And that's the wrong thing to look for. The answer is you must see it the way you want it to be, and everyone who's working with you will either line up with your vision or they will gravitate someplace else. But what happens with so many is your relationship with employees or with anyone causes you to create a vibrational escrow, which the universe then begins to orchestrate and pull everything together. But then your attention to what you don't want holds you apart from your vision, makes you even madder at them, and holds to you the parts of them that
Right.
you don't want, that don't match what's in your escrow.
Right.
Oh, that was clear, wasn't it? Mm-hmm. So the answer is always the same. You have to give your attention to what you have given birth to. In other words, your business is nothing like, and we're going to offer those very strong words. Your business as it now stands is nothing like the business that is in your vibrational escrow. Your business as it now stands is nothing like what's in vibrational escrow.
I feel
What's
that.
in vibrational escrow is way bigger, way bigger, way more satisfying on all levels, you see. And the more you look at your business as it is, the longer you hold yourself apart from what's ready to pop for you right now.
And I get glimpses of this because I've been working with your material and I've been saying to myself, this is where I need to go. And my glimpses are, I feel great appreciation for the people around me who are irritating or prodding me, because all of a sudden I realized how big that escrow is. I'm starting to feel it, but I want to hold on to it and I want to go there and I want to be that.
Well, and can you feel how your irritation really, when it exists, which isn't so often for you, your irritation is always when you contradict your own vision.
Yes.
And it seems like it's their fault, but it never is, you see. And so, in fact, if it weren't for them, you wouldn't even have the vision.
Right.
Because they prodded you into the vision, you see.
Right.
And so the simple answer, we can talk like this and we can feel, especially at the end of a day when you've been thinking and listening so hard, this feels like harder work than it really is. The answer to everything you want is just to find things to appreciate about whatever it is. But now hear this. The best time to find appreciation is not in the middle of the opposite. And you know what you do? In other words, have we convinced you at all that step one is part of the process? Do you know the 3 steps? Step 1 is contrast causes you to ask. Step 1, really important. Step 2, not your work at all. Source answers and holds it in vibrational escrow. Step 3, you got to find vibrational alignment with what's over there in vibrational escrow. Step 1 is a part of the process. Stop badgering yourself when life gives you a step 1 moment. Accept it, embrace it, be glad that you've got it, and stop badgering yourself that you're not having a step 3 moment at the same moment that you're having a step 1 moment. This is a step 1 moment. This is a step 1 moment. This is helping me to ask. I'm not doing something wrong. I came forth to explore the contrast. My business is growing. My business has become because of this. I'm not doing something wrong because I'm having this moment. This is what life is. I'm having this moment. But then, when you're not having that moment, stop justifying that moment. Stop talking about it. Stop beating the drum of it. In other words, after you've had that enlightening moment where somebody's helped you to know clearly what you don't want, don't talk about it anymore. Don't brood over it. Don't defend your now decision based upon that. In other words, practice appreciation in every moment that you're not having a step 1 moment. How about that? Step 1 moments happen. They just do. People don't come in, they show up late, they make mistakes, they have the audacity to want what they want rather than what you want. They have the audacity to have their own life be more important to them than your business is important to them. In other words, they're just so selfishly perfect.
And I want them to be.
Yes, you do.
I really sincerely do.
Yes, you do.
I've been with you long enough to know that's what I want too.
Well, you want it for yourself and you want it for them. But here's the thing, this is really what we want to say to you. Let your step one moments come, because they will. And then every chance you get, just make lists of appreciation. Just make lists of things that you appreciate. And before you know it, you're going to find that you have a lot more opportunities to easily appreciate than you have been recognizing. And you know what's happening with so many of you who have been listening to us for 9 years? What's happening with so many of you is that you are feeling guilty every moment you're not in appreciation.
That's true.
And
That's
we
true.
just want you to appreciate as much as you can. And let your step one moment be a step one moment. But just appreciate as much as you can. And what you're going to begin to notice is you have much more opportunity to appreciate. But to ask yourself to appreciate in the middle of a step one moment is like pushing a noodle. It's like trying to get water to run uphill. In other words, it's not going to happen unless you put it under pressure, and that's not good for you. So have your step one moment and then appreciate as much as you can. And what you're going to begin to notice is you have a lot more opportunity to appreciate when it's easy to do. When you lie in your bed at the end of the day, let your mind wander over things that you appreciate. When you wake up, let your mind wander. When you sit in a restaurant and someone brings you something wonderful, sit there and appreciate it and deliberately milk it. In other words, let those moments of appreciation be more exaggerated moments, and let those step one moments be more de-emphasized moments. In other words, lean always in the direction of appreciation, but don't be so determined to be in the mode of appreciation in every moment. Esther said the other day that she wants to be always on the brink of appreciation, either there or on the brink of it. And we say, it's a nice sentiment, but it's not really natural, because if you were always on the brink of appreciation, you would never have a step one moment.
That's right.
And if you don't allow yourself any step one moments, you won't keep expanding. So allow yourself those step one moments. Just don't get hung up in them.